the challenging story of Zeeshan Usmani, a student here at Florida Tech for the last 5 years, where he's earning his doctorate in computer science. The native of Sukkur, Pakistan, has generated attention for the subject of his thesis, a computer model that simulates what happens during the explosion of a suicide bomb. Now, Usmani says the project is designed to help investigators, emergency personnel, and others who respond to these horrible events. But the project is nonetheless generating strong and sometimes negative attention.
5 years ago, a young Pakistani student looking to further his education made his first trip to the United States. Zeeshan Usmani came to Florida Tech as a Fulbright Scholar, a prestigious international exchange program created by Congress in 1946 to further the understanding between people of the U.S. and other countries.
Soon after my graduation, I started looking for a scholarship, and I was looking at a scholarship for Government of Pakistan, even for Saudi Arabia, Shaving Scholarship, Rhodes Scholar, all kind of scholarships. And even the USA wasn't on my first list. And then I saw the advertisement of the Fulbright Scholarship, and then I learned more about it, and I found out it's the most prestigious scholarship in the world. It's by US State Department, and I thought, oh, why not give it a try.
Zeeshan brought his family to America doing his early research on ways to increase impulse shopping in supermarkets. But his drive to help his countrymen continued to shape his feelings.
I started looking at the ideas, what I can do as a computer scientist to improve the life of the people back home. And then I realized like the basic need of the people, food, shelter, and security. I am not in the food chain. There might not be really good thing I can do in the food industry, and not maybe in the shelter, but yeah, security.
Zeeshan wrote his thesis on an event that's happened more than 60 times over the last 2 years, the suicide bombing.
Every single day, every time I open the newspaper, there is some incident here and there in Pakistan talks about suicide bombing. And I got an idea of what if I can model this behavior, this whole phenomena, this whole suicide bombing event in computer science, and what I can learn.
He developed a computer model that tries to understand how damage and death from attacks can be reduced.
My intention, I wanted to do something which can be beneficial and can be useful back home. If implemented correctly and with the right data, it can definitely save a lot of lives.
Zeeshan had mixed feelings about America due to stories from his countrymen and in the local media. All that began to change as he traveled the country and began to meet the people, like Bill and Lane Anderson.
I think the first time we got together was over Thanksgiving dinner, or one of the first times that we had them in our home. And that initial encounter involves a lot of getting to know about a different culture. He impressed us right away as being very bright, a very gifted student with a multitude of interests.
He's very stimulating, he's very interesting, and something that struck me is that he's someone who's passionate about what he believes, and he's passionate about his faith, he's passionate about his family, he's passionate about his country, and he's passionate about his studies.
Zeeshan will be headed back to a country in turmoil with a new view of America. He's written several books on his experiences and someday hopes to go into politics. But his country is always on his mind.
So I feel the load of like 30 million people on my shoulders. So I said, so these people are expecting something from me. So whatever I do, there should be something related to Pakistan. So I said, okay, let's save lives. So if I can use computer to save lives, good. Even if I will be able to save one life, I'll feel myself successful.
After finishing his studies in the next few months, Usmani hopes to take his wife and children, who are here with him in Melbourne, back to Pakistan. There, he has plans to run for the national parliament. For better or worse, and mostly for the better, we're an increasingly computerized society.